So your first question is, why did we start Innovative Piano? Innovative Piano was created because as group piano teachers, we did not think our students were making fast enough progress to really get them to proficiency in the 3 semesters of our course sequence. So we thought about it a lot, and we realized that the piano lab setting where the students are, in rows of pianos, they don't have enough teacher modeling. So we started making little videos and posting them on our LMS, our Blackboard site. And we noticed that our students were making faster progress, and they were more interested, and they seemed to be more engaged, and they really did improve at a faster rate. So we kept making these videos, and sometime we went to a conference where we showed these videos, and people said, "Hey, how can we get these videos?" So then we decided to commercialize the site, commercialize the product. But we did not intend to create a commercial product. We really just intended to help our students and to have them have faster progress and be more engaged. Your second question is about the timeline, and the whole process occurred kind of gradually. We started making our short videos around 2004, 2005, and we would post them on our LMS site. For a long time, that's just all we did. In 2006, we went to a conference in Malaysia where we showed these videos. I mentioned that earlier. And at that time, people seemed genuinely interested in acquiring these videos. This was before widespread use of teaching videos on YouTube. So we were some of the first people to be doing this kind of video-based instruction. In fact, our presentation title in 2006 was called Web-Based Video in Group Piano Instruction. So in 2009, we met with a web design team and met with them about designing a site that we could take commercial. And it took a really, really long time because we didn't know what we were doing, and they didn't know what we were doing, and we weren't always communicating well with the programmers. The programmers seem to speak a different language, and they're very literal. And because we were so new at this, it was difficult for us to tell them what we wanted. But eventually, we got a great site, and probably around, I guess 2010 or 2011, we launched our original site. And then we kept developing it. We kept adding new features. We kept adding new content, making more videos. We've added a lot of international content to appeal to a broader and more diverse student and teacher. And we're very proud of all the work that we have done on that. In 2022, right after COVID, or really right in the middle of COVID, we launched an updated version of our site, which is the site you see now. It's a more modern site. It allows us to integrate different features, and probably in a few years, we'll have to modernize it again, but I'm not looking forward to that. We're happy with what we have right now. Your third question is about unexpected challenges. Well, since we didn't know what we were doing when we started, everything was an unexpected challenge. As I mentioned earlier, we had to learn how to communicate better with the web design team because, as I said, they will do exactly what you tell them to do. And if you're not clear about what you want, then they're not going to be really giving you what you want. So that took a while to just learn how to communicate. I would say the main challenges, though, had to do with, at the time, which was about 2000 and 2010, a lot of teachers were not comfortable using an online platform for teaching piano. They were used to a textbook, right? And they weren't really sure how they were going to do with this. So you had to do a little convincing. People were not always comfortable, and they didn't necessarily see all the advantages of a multimedia text. They didn't really always understand that videos were really important to students. They didn't understand that you could teach oral skills better if you had oral tools to do this with. So that was a challenge. And also, students and universities were not often equipped. So what you really need for innovative piano is internet access. That's the main thing you need. And back in those days, not all schools had high-speed internet access. That was not, I mean, you wouldn't even imagine going to a school now that didn't have good internet access. But at that time, many schools didn't have any internet access. Many students didn't have their own personal devices. They may not have had a cell phone or a laptop or a tablet. So if the school didn't have a lab that had those devices and the students didn't have them, then, you know, innovative piano was going to be a little tricky to use, although you can use it just as if you can project it to your class, you can use it. So that would have been, those I would say were the main challenges. Now we don't have those challenges so much because everybody's got a phone, everybody's got internet. It's just much more common for teachers and students to learn using a multimedia site. Your next question is about the key elements of our method and how it differs from other platforms. The key elements is multimedia. It has videos, it has audio, it has printable resources, it has playlists. All of these things are used to enhance the learning experience for students and to make it easier for them to learn. Its intention is to give them what they need. Whatever it is that you need to learn better, we're going to try to provide that for you. It's organized. This is one of the unique characteristics is that it's organized around mastery of core elements, which means just things like basic skills, like do you understand rhythm? Do you know basic theory? Can you read intervallically? Do you have some technical skills? These are the core elements. And then once mastery of the core elements is achieved by the student, then you take them to the different functional applications. So on Innovative Piano, we teach all the functional skills. We have ensemble, we have repertoire, we have collaborative piano, we have lead sheets, we have harmonization, we have score reading, we have all the functional categories. So once you have mastered your core elements, you can move on and the teacher can choose the functional applications that are important in their curriculum. So, you know, music ed would need more score reading skills, music therapy, not so much. They might need just more playing by ear skills and more lead sheet skills. So you would design your curriculum. The teacher can customize their curriculum for whatever it is that they need their students to learn. And this is a unique aspect because it allows any school and any program to really create a custom textbook. And that is valuable for teachers. We also foster both notation-based and oral-based learning, which is unique. And you can only do that with multimedia. You can only really teach people to play by ear if you have taught them how to listen and how to play back. So this is something that we think we do really well. We provide how we are another way in which we're different from other platforms is not every platform is a curriculum. You have all kinds of platforms that have materials. You have platforms that have a lot of repertoire, and they may even have videos, and they may even have teaching videos. But what you don't have necessarily is a curriculum, and a curriculum is a step-by-step, carefully leveled set of materials that will lead a student to proficiency. So if you're choosing a platform for learning piano, we really feel it's important to do this in a systematic, step-by-step way. And I would say those are the main differences, that the main unique features of Innovative Piano. Yeah, your next question is about the differences in lesson formats. And I want to just start out by saying that Innovative Piano doesn't actually offer lessons. We provide a curriculum and materials that can be used in any lesson format. So it can be used in a live in-person classroom. It can be used online. It can be used in synchronous and asynchronous online environments. It can be used in hybrid lessons. It can be used in private studio lessons or online lessons. It's not, it can be used in any way the teacher wants to use it. It's especially handy if you're teaching online because all the materials are online, but we did not design Innovative Piano for online use. We designed it for in-person classroom use. When we designed Innovative Piano, there wasn't any such a thing as online group piano. So it was not created, it was not intended for that purpose, but it works quite well in that purpose, as we all learned during COVID. As far as the strengths and weaknesses of different lesson formats, I feel very much like it depends on what the teacher and the student are comfortable with. So if a teacher is comfortable teaching online, that those lessons will probably be successful. If the teacher is uncomfortable teaching online, then those lessons will not be successful. The students, same with the students. Some students will be more successful in the classroom, and some will be more successful online. So I don't really have an opinion on like what's the best way. I like teaching in person myself. I'm very comfortable teaching online. I taught an online class, a totally online class for many, many years, long before COVID. And it was a group piano class, and it was not synchronous. So students logged in whenever they wanted, and I had the materials available to them. We had a few class meetings in person, and I interacted with them a lot online. I regard that class as being very successful. I think the students did too. I prefer teaching in person, but I think that you can be successful either way. And I want to tell a little anecdote about what happened during COVID when we moved from in-person instruction to online. I had students in my in-person class that were very, very, very strong. They interacted with each other in class. They were kind of social people. They liked playing together. They liked playing out loud in class. They liked having partner activities. They flourished. And when we went online, they struggled. It was not so easy for them, even though they were the top students in the class. They struggled. I also had a student in that class who was very painfully shy. He was not comfortable in social situations. When I would speak with him, he wouldn't even look me in the eye. He was a weak student. He frequently didn't turn his work in. He didn't perform well. When we went online, he became a great student. He did all his work. He did it very well. He did it from the privacy of his dorm room, and he didn't have to interact with anybody. And he actually ended up making a really, really high grade in the class. So something I learned from that experience was that you have to try to provide students with what they need to succeed. And sometimes it might be that they do better online, So like I said, some students like to work in groups with other people. Some students might be a little socially awkward and prefer to work more in private.